Recently, I joined the Rafi and Klee Patreon group because they are like the number one most motivating channel that I have subscribed to, and also they like to do monthly collaborations where they put out a theme challenge and make a piece of art relating to that theme. And the most recent theme was to make a tribute to an inspirational woman. Ultimately, I decided to do my tribute to Stephanie Law, who is a fantasy artist who specializes in watercolor, and she is probably the main reason why I also still love using her techniques. In all of last month for Patreon, I have been using her set of tarot cards to give me ideas for what to paint. Not just because they are visually inspiring, but also because they tell a story. And I very much enjoyed practicing illustrating those stories. So the same day that I learned of this collaboration theme, and I was just doing like a daily sketch for Patreon, and I selected a card at random, and it was the Four of Swords. Represented rest and recovery, meditation, clarity, enlightenment, drawing inner strength. And again, I didn't immediately have any ideas of what to draw. And so sometimes I just go by what's featured in the art of the cards. And in this case, there were pink lotuses. But with these cards come the book that explain what each card means. And it's done in a little bit of a narrative way. And for this card, there was a passage that really spoke to me. The passage reads, "Lotuses grow from the slime and muck of a lake, purified by the water to emerge in the sunlight as lovely flowers. They are a living metaphor for a seeker of spiritual truths. The pink lotus in particular is a symbol of enlightenment." It was the part that says lotuses grow from the slime and muck of a lake that really just stood out to me. And I think it's just because the tagline that Rafi uses in a lot of his motivational videos is persist through the bullshit. And I use that tagline a lot when I feel really bad. Like if I'm having a really bad day and I don't want to work on something, or if I just feel shameful for no reason, I feel depressed, I feel hopeless, I will remind myself of that line that he gives, because like that is the bullshit. Like that is the thing that you're supposed to just grind through and ignore and fight back. And that combined with the lotus symbolism, growing through the muck of the lake in search of clear water and sunlight. It's the lotuses themselves that are persisting through the bullshit. They start out somewhere that is unpleasant, unforgiving. It's mud. You can't see where you're going, but they just do. Like they just grow with blind faith that they're going to get somewhere, find sunlight, and they become prosperous and they bloom. I just thought that was really spooky timing to be able to combine these two things. And I thought that the lotuses growing out from mud was such a great metaphor for life in general, just in spite of the difficult childhoods we have or the mental illness that we have to endure, and just that we are exposed to every day, and yet people have this weird drive to just keep going in despite of all that. And sometimes the flowers will bloom while they're still under the water, and they have no choice but to just bloom where they're planted. And they may not always find prosperity, they may not reach their goal, but they're doing the best that they can. They're blooming, they are doing incredible work, and they're just not getting rewarded for that. They're still deep in the water, they're still in the muck, but they still do. You know, that's all you can do. And so I decided to add a few little fish at the end of this to represent people who are on the outside of the experience, who aren't really quite there with you, but they still want to nudge you upwards. They still want to give you a boost up in whatever way. And so I added the fish there for that. And they're also glowing, mostly because I'm trying to incorporate a lot of Stephanie's techniques and style into this intentionally. And that's something that she does. She does this incredible glowing light effect around things that are meant to be the focus, are meant to be powerful. And it works really great with the lotuses themselves, because when people are blooming and doing wonderful things, regardless of where they are and what they're achieving and what they're getting in return, they are also inspiring and motivating others just by being an example. And yeah, that's just pretty much what I was aiming for in this piece. And I just love the versatility of the idea, but also like the universal appeal aesthetically and visually. So to be honest, I wouldn't mind doing something like this again as a much larger piece, and to be honest, I probably completely will, so look forward to that in the future. I got some gallery things in the future that I might need a large piece for, you know what I mean? So I might do that. Yeah, honestly, like I related so hard to this concept and that literature and the inspiration that I would be completely willing to paint water lilies and lotuses for the rest of my life if it meant finding that clear water, finding that sunlight, and making it to the other side, you know what I mean? Now, before I finish off with this video, I have a couple of announcements. First of all, I have a piece in an upcoming full color art zine called Heareth, A Longing for Home. It is a zine that talks about the complex feelings of what it's like to feel at home, and it features so many amazing artists, and unlike a lot of other zines, this one strives to benefit the artist. We would actually be paid fairly in this. It's a real thing, it's a real deal, and it's going to be really nice. And it's on Kickstarter right now, and it cannot happen without your support. In the description, I'm going to put a link there if you want to pledge for the zine to be created. There are so many amazing reward tiers. There's commission slots, including mine. So if you want a really, really inexpensive commission from me, anything you want, literally, like within, tasteful reason. They got like enamel pins, they got prints, they got embroidery patches. I really want that one. Go check it out. And if not, you can still support the Kickstarter by sharing it with anyone you think might be interested. That would be really awesome. Also, in the Patreon group this month of March, our sketchbook theme is collage elements. So we're going to sketch things in our sketchbooks but add paper pieces to them. For $10, I actually send out original drawings. So check that out in the description, and don't forget to subscribe to see a lot more videos like this.